Hi, Godzilla Medicine PS4 and PS5 and Medic Maniac YouTube. Greetings. As you can see, this is Gran Turismo 7 once again, and I just felt the opportune time would be to strike now to talk about other issues that I found with this game and issues that I had with Gran Turismo Sport that carried over into this game. So I previously talked about customization and that the business model didn't do well for what the game should and could deliver in terms of customization and being gamer friendly. I want to just expand on some of the things that I've found with customization. So one of the things that we have in this game, which is hidden away in GT Auto, which is really odd, where would it be? Car customization, is the livery editor. Now, I used the livery editor for many years in Forza Motorsport, and I did a lot of editing of my paints and painting my cars and creating things on my cars, and I practiced in there, and I got better. I just got much better, and I was able to put together, quite complex vinyl structures and play around with things that I found in the game that I could do. And I had a few, admirers of my work because it was different to other people, because I didn't go anywhere and learn off them. I tried and experimented with things and worked on things over time, the things that I found. So it was very personal, like I said about customization. So I had paint techniques that I was using that other people were not using, because it were things that I had found and I had worked on. I was very interested in the paint editor in Gran Turismo Sport, and the paint editor in this game, Gran Turismo 7, is much like the one in Gran Turismo Sport. Now, if I go into the livery editor, I'll be able to show you some things, and I'll be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So let's do that. Let's go in. Now, here I have, once I've clicked on livery editor, I've got two options. I can create design, open design. So if I open a design, this is the design I have a work in progress, or I have completed one on a car and I wish to change it, or I wish to do color variants, so I can open a previously saved design, right? If I've downloaded a design of somebody else, it remains locked and I cannot open it. So it's only my designs that I can open. So if I go to create design, I now have options to create a design within the parameters built into the livery editor. If I go to Decals, I'm not that familiar with this because I don't use this, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I've played around with the livery editor and I've decided it's not for me, and it's not for me because so I need to be able to add layer. So let's add layer and then select decal. This is what I'm talking about. This is where I wanted to be. So I'm not familiar with this because what I have to do here is I actually have to create something on the car's body itself. So let's just select a shape, a random shape. So let's select this one. Now the first thing that I want to critique here Um, I'll just try and zoom in and stuff so I can show you a bit more clearly when I'm talking. The first thing I want to critique here is placing the vinyl. So I'm going to be talking about a direct comparison from the Forza Livery editor because that is the one that I was used to, right? I had a essentially a numbered grid position, right? So if I moved my decal up or down, um, then I would get a number, a coordinate number, a number up and down and a number left and right. So I could position, pretty accurately. This has no grid numbered position, nothing. So it is left to a visual interpretation. It's left to a visual interpretation of size without any numbered reference for size. So in Forza, let's say I could put a number of vinyls together, right? And I could position them and size them and twist them and shape them to create, you put varying vinyls together, you can create stuff, right? That's how it works. So if you've never used a livery editor before, you won't know what I'm talking about. But trust me, this is how this works. And then you can color those and you can layer them and you can group up your vinyls and you can ungroup them, and you can have other vinyl groups that you layer on top or behind to create, and you can create a lot of vinyls on the side of a car in Forza. Depending on the variation of Forza that you're playing, you can create a hell of a lot. I mean, I played with vinyl editor that had 1,000 layers per side and 500 on the top, or was it 500 on the front and the back, and 1,000 on the top as well, right? I do have Forza 6, and I forget the number of vinyls I could put on there, and the amount of shapes and stuff that I could play with. But they're very powerful tools. They really are very powerful tools. Now, I would have an option in the livery editor in Forza to create a vinyl group. And what that would mean is that the vinyls would not go on the side of the car. You see, in Gran Turismo, I have to create my own vinyl groups and stuff, and I have to do the painting and editing of my vinyls without numbered coordinates, without size references, okay, and without being able to go into create vinyl groups first and then apply them to the car. This is a way that put me off. So I have less vinyls to play with, less amount of vinyls to play with on the side of a car, and I have less friendly tools as a designer of liveries. I was hoping to really get stuck into painting in Gran Turismo Sport and get really stuck into painting in Gran Turismo 7, but the Gran Turismo 7 editor is much like the one in Gran Turismo Sport. The other thing about the Gran Turismo editor that I want to talk about is if I wish to use all of the things that the livery editor can do, I can't do that in my game. I have to link it up with a laptop or PC or whatever, and then there are features and functionalities that I'm not clued up on because I'm not friendly with such things. I'd have to get somebody who was familiar with stuff like that to come and show me. I don't understand it. I can't work it. And what I don't understand is if you put a livery editor in your game, why I can't use the full functionality of a livery editor on my console without the need for any external devices. I do not understand. So I don't have a create vinyl group option. I don't have a number or size reference for anything, which is, let me tell you, extremely helpful when you're putting together complex designs, right? So, yes, I'm comparing Forza. No, this is not Forza. But this is a livery editor much like the one in Forza, except it's worse because it doesn't have such functionalities to help the player. Right. So with that, I need to bin this, don't I? I need to come out of it and bin that because I don't want that silly thing on the side of my car. So just not save that and just close that. Quit without saving progress. Yes, just close it, just come out. Because I just need to talk about that. I need to show that, and I can't do a direct comparison with the Forza livery editor, which would be good. So, if you really wish a reference point for that, I suppose you could do a search on the Forza livery editor, and one where somebody's showing you how it would work, and you know the tools that you have available to create things. But my general point is that for me, for someone like me who's not au fait with external devices that you'd need to use on the laptop and stuff like that, to get the most out of the livery editor on its full functionality should be available for me to use sat on my backside with my console and my pad in my hand. And if not, why not? And why don't we have size references for stuff? It's just not friendly enough for functionality, wise for me to use and to want to use. What I would have to do, and it was not out of the realms of possibility, I would just have to, put up with it and work with what I'd got and get used to it. But if I'm critiquing it and telling you that there's a way you can make it better for players, I don't see why you wouldn't listen. I genuinely don't. This is coming from somebody who used a livery editor in the Forza series for years. Your livery editor can be better. So, that is a critique and comment of my God's Own Medicine's take on the livery editor in Gran Turismo. And like I said, the livery editor in GT7 seems to be very much like, with some differences, to the GT Sport livery editor as well. Kudos to the people who can get good use out of it, because it's not a friendly one. It isn't. It's not a gamer-friendly one. I think there might have been something else that I wish to discuss, but right now I can't think of it, so I'm going to leave that there.